Welcome to another episode of Changemakers and Champions. I am your host, Jermaine Husser. I am proud to be the host of this great show for Our Lady of Mercy Community Outreach Services. And today, I'm elated to have my friend and partner in this work, my boss lady, I call her, Miss Maryalice Morro. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Pleasure to be here.
So we started this show to really highlight volunteers and investors in organizations like ours.
Okay.
Because we see so many heroes that walk amongst us that not too many people would get a chance to know. And so today we're going to talk about your why. Can you share with us your personal reason of why you got involved in this type of work and how's it shaped your personal or professional journey?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for asking. So one of my favorite quotes is from St. John, and that is, to whom much is given, much is expected. And going back to my youngest days, very strong family, faith, early childhood, and food was always central in my growing up. And so Sunday night dinners, the whole, various members of the neighborhood would come in. There was always food, whether my dad got a paycheck or not. And it was important to our family, and it's how we gathered and supported each other. Flash forward to my naval career, and the Navy's very big on providing community service. All the services are big on doing that. And so it became a habit of getting involved in the officer's wardroom.
Right.
We, supported various things, orphanages, cleaning highways, a variety of things depending on where I was stationed.
Right.
But the most powerful to me was right here in Charleston. I was stationed at the Naval Hospital, and a group of us organized, we had an ask for the crisis ministry, which I believe now is 180 Place.
Absolutely, yeah.
To help prepare, to purchase, prepare, serve, and clean up the evening meal at the Women and Children's Shelter once a month. And so we got the wardroom together and started doing it. And it was a team builder. It was an opportunity to learn from our neighbors that weren't quite as well off as we were, and to give back. And we were so into it that we would ask them, what would you like for dinner? And we would take orders, and then we would prepare it the next time. Then we started doing it twice a month. But I found myself one night with my family, with my grandmother, my father, my mother, and my niece. They were all visiting, and it was our night for the soup kitchen. So my dad, who is a fantastic cook, made a big old pot of spaghetti gravy and meatballs and sausage and everything you could possibly want. And we made it down there at the shelter, et cetera. So food has always really been one of my favorite areas to volunteer because I love to cook and I like to serve others. And so when I returned to Charleston, I got involved in the neighborhood house soup kitchen and other areas, and now here I am.
Yeah, as boss lady, yes. That's awesome. And you actually were down at Crisis Ministries in downtown when it was really sketchy or really...
Yeah, it was always a challenge, but the people that gathered there, and the men's shelter was just, across the parking lot. But they took good care of us, and they looked out for us while we were there, and very happy to see us come, and we really, really did enjoy it.
Yeah.
So much so that we kept adding days of the month to do it.
Well, it sounds like a great experience you and your family had. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you share with me an instrumental moment or an instance in your life journey that, has helped to create the leader that you've become?
I think, it's iterative. You progress through your life. I'm a nurse at heart, and that's what my whole career has been. And so that's a career of service, that's service oriented. Certainly serving in the healthcare profession, people will ask me, why aren't you volunteering as a nurse? And while I could do that, I just choose to do other areas I think that are more holistic, because in nursing you're taking care of the whole person,
right?
Not just their health crisis at the moment. Do they have food on the table? Do they have a family to help take care of them, et cetera? And so when I look for opportunities to volunteer, I look for those holistic opportunities, and really it's about trying to help people where they are and help them be self-sustaining. And you do that as a nurse, you do that as a leader. You do that as a volunteer. And I think when you volunteer, it's important to pick something that resonates with you, makes you happy to do, to give of your time. Was there one sentinel moment? No, it became a habit. In the Navy, everywhere you go, you sign up for whatever the volunteer efforts are. Some I liked better than others. I did do a in California, my church had a prison ministry.
Okay.
And so I signed up for it, and it made me very uncomfortable.
What level of prison was it?
It was a pretty high level, serious crime
Gotcha.
prison. And I thought I would just be answering questions, about Catholicism and my religion, and just, listening to the prisoners and just spending time with them.
Right.
But they would be doing, I felt that their approach to the religious ministry was not really what my expectation was. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
So I looked for a soup kitchen instead.
It makes sense. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they were speaking in tongues. I don't know. It was just a little much for me.
It was a little animated for you.
It challenged my own faith. I'm like, all right, maybe that's not quite for me. So you have to find things that resonate with you. And certainly there's always a need for people to have a good, solid meal.
Absolutely.
And I always look for those opportunities in particular.
Did you eat the prison meal when you were there? Because I had visited Libra here in the Jedburgh area, and I had a meal there, and it was not anything I would want to go back to. Yeah.
Yeah. We would go in the evening, so it would be
Okay.
after the meal time that we did that ministry. I
Fortunate.
have been in plenty of military prisons as a nurse.
I got to.
But no, I never partook of the food.
Okay.
Thank you. I did offer to cook a few meals every once in a while.
Okay, I'm sure it would have
I've
been
been in
better.
hotels I've offered to cook meals because I'm not pleased with their food.
Well, come to my hotel anytime. Yes. Speaking of leadership,
Yeah.
and to your point of being here in the military and now coming back and kind of making this home for you, how do you feel leadership plays a role in building strong communities?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely essential. And so as a leader, everyone's looking to you.
Right.
Hopefully they're following you.
Right.
But I think it's very important to model the behavior that you expect in others. And so that's true in the boardroom, that's true as a nurse, it's true in all aspects of leading, in your community, in your family. And so you can't say one thing and do the opposite. And so I think in my roles as a leader, especially as I became a more senior leader, seeing me out there with the volunteers was important to not only encourage others, but to give them permission.
Right.
So, if you're walking in the front door of your facility and there's trash on the ground, you pick it up.
Right.
You don't walk over it. So you do what's right, but you also hope that other people will follow that example. And I often use a visual. I don't know if you'll be able to visualize it, but I'll try to walk you through it. As you have your hand reaching up to the leader above you to help elevate you and help you progress in your career or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, your other arm should be down behind you, reaching for that other person to pull them up behind you. So it's a continuous cycle. And I think that if you display that pretty openly, then others are more likely to follow, more likely to get involved, and to sort of create their own culture of volunteerism.
So now let's take a look at what's next on the horizon for Our Lady of Mercy Community Outreach.
At Our Lady of Mercy Community Outreach, loving your neighbor isn't just a phase, it's a promise. Join us for the Love Your Neighbor celebration, an unforgettable evening bringing our community together to support neighbors in need. From inspiring stories to meaningful impact, this night fuels the programs that create real change right here at home. Your ticket helps provide food, education, wellness services, and hope to those who need it most. Celebrate compassion, support your community. Learn more and get involved at olmoutreach.org. Because when we love our neighbors, we all rise together.
As part of their life.
Leaders equipping other leaders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But helping mentor the bench. Got to build the bench. Because
Absolutely.
one day we got to step aside.
We do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about, modeling behavior and wanting to demonstrate that so others will follow. It's not always easy, Maryalice. And so what do you do in those moments where, because we are human, you're a human being, you've gotten pissed off. I've gotten pissed off before. How do you manage through that to still help to equip leaders and bring other leaders, on while you're trying to stretch and be the best version of yourself?
I think it's a good question. And I think, if you can separate out the behavior from the person that's vexing to you, we are so inclined to take it personally and get our back up and our defenses up.
Absolutely.
But if you can step away from it and really analyze and be introspective. What is it that's the problem? And eliminate the person and address the problem. It makes it a little bit easier. You know, human behavior is human behavior. But I like to apply that principle to the people that we serve that are really at some of the lowest points in their life.
Absolutely.
And what you and I may think they need
Right.
might not be what they need.
Absolutely.
And so, again, you know, trying not to judge the person who's addicted or smells or whatever the issue might be that you're trying to help address. What really is at the core, and what do they need? And do we take time to really ask? And I think in volunteerism, that's a really important component, is to not do what we think they need, but to do what they say they need, and to help them get on their road to recovery or success or self-sustainment, whatever that might be.
Yeah. I think that's one of the superpowers that I love about you, Maryalice, that, and I've had a lot of board chairs in my time. I'm almost 30 years in this work.
Yeah.
And you truly see people. You see me, flaws and all, and you still guide, and you still support, you still empower. And that's really instrumental and valuable to have when you have an advocate that sees you. And so I think that's a superpower that you've had. And I don't know where you've learned it from, but it's pretty,
along the road of hard knocks.
Yeah.
Lots of stumbles along the way.
Absolutely.
Hopefully you gain wisdom from your trials and errors, and you grow from that. But I think leadership is not an isolated event. It's a team sport. And so really a good leader recognizes their strengths and leans into them, brings them to the table, but also, and more importantly, recognizes their weaknesses or their non-strengths, and builds a team around them to complement, so that together you're stronger and can really move an organization forward. And that's really what it's all about. It's not about the individual. It's about together and bringing out the best in everyone on the team, because everyone has something to offer.
Yeah. Team sport. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love sports.
So tell us about another organization or a passion of yours, like in the local community, that you would want our audience to think about or to consider as they're looking for opportunities.
Yeah, sure. Well, absolutely. Our Lady of Mercy Community Outreach on either campus. And there are such a variety of ways that you can get involved. But the other organization I'm involved in right now is Meals on Wheels, East Cooper Meals on Wheels.
Okay.
So I am a driver twice a month, and I deliver meals to the G route.
Okay.
And I love it, because not only are you bringing sustainment to the people that are either sick or unable to cook for themselves in a safe way, but you give them a little bit of your time each time you drop off a meal, and bring a smile with you, and that's very rewarding as well. I used to do it once a week, but too many other competing priorities, so I've had to back down to twice a month. Yeah, I enjoy that as well. Again, it's all about food.
I see that connected tissue.
Yes,
you love food. And I started earlier in my career in life doing that, as taking food door to door for seniors that had to choose between food and medicine. And you're right. It's not just about the food. It's about the visitation. It's about taking time to share that, hey, someone loves you. Someone cares about you. So.
And another thing I learned as a nurse, in a inpatient facility, when your beds are backing up and the ER's overflowing and you're waiting for a bed to empty, food insecurity can decrease that throughput, because patients don't want to go home until they get that next meal. So a lot of hospitals are getting creative and sending them home with not just one meal, but several meals to sustain them in the immediate post-hospitalization course.
Good for them.
Yes. And speaking of food, I have to give one plug to our good friend Mickey Bass and his Feed the Need organization.
That's twice a day, so yes.
That's a powerful event that spreads love through many organizations, Neighbors Together, the Food Bank, and Our Lady of Mercy.
Absolutely.
But his just unfailing efforts in that really drives a heck of an event to attend. But more importantly, it raises a lot of money to help these organizations that help those that are the most in need in our local community, and there's plenty of it.
It's a magical evening, yeah.
Yeah.
Mickey, here's another shout out to you, brother.
We love you. Keep doing it.
We love you, brother. Finally, for our guests who are here with us, who are looking at our podcast, what would you suggest to someone that is on the sideline that's thinking about getting involved in an organization, either as a volunteer or wants to, be a philanthropist or
Sure.
investor? What nugget of wisdom would you leave?
Yeah, I think try to lead with your passion. What is exciting to you? What makes you light up and be excited? And start small. You're not going to solve the problems of the world by yourself in one day.
Absolutely.
And so, just dip your toe in and start slowly. Once a month, once a quarter, whatever works for you and your schedule, because we all have competing needs for our time. But I think if you can find something that resonates, if you like to garden, if you like to cook, if you like to drive, there's so many different things that you can do with that. That's complementary to what you like to do, that is complementary to the needs of others. And I think that's a great way to start out. There's so many ways to find out. You can ask your church, you can ask your community, you can certainly Google nonprofits
online,
in the neighborhood. There's plenty of them. Yeah. So I think that's a great way to start out.
Yeah, that's great advice. 100 years from now, Maryalice, and people are looking at your name, what do you want to be remembered as far as your work in this community and the communities that you serve? What do you want to be remembered as?
I don't know that I want to be remembered as me. I want to be remembered for, being that link to someone's ability to succeed or to be self-sustaining or to grow or to be nourished. More so than that. As I believe, is it Maya Angelou? Or Mother Teresa, I can't remember who is responsible for this, but you're not going to be remembered for who you are, but how you made somebody else feel. I think that's how I'd like to be remembered.
I've heard that in various different ways, and that's a great way to be remembered.
I mean, the personal feeling of exhilaration when you help someone and you've helped, like, out of the blue, someone in the grocery line in front of you is struggling, forgot their wallet, you just pay their bill. I could just feel so good.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Just helping others, or someone's stuck on the side of the road and you pull over and you help. It just makes you feel better as a person as well to be able to help someone else.
Absolutely. That
a neighbor in need.
Of energy.
Yeah.
Good Samaritan.
Yes, indeed.
Maryalice, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Jermaine.
On this special day. I am honored to work in this field with you.
As am I.
And can't wait to see what we make happen at Our Lady of Mercy Community Outreach Service.
Yeah, it's a great organization, and I'm proud to be part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us again for another episode of Changemakers and Champions. As you heard it here from our very own board chair, join Our Lady of Mercy because we truly love our neighbors and we love to serve. And so thank you again for being here. I'm your host, Jermaine Husser.